Hey, this is Rich over at TVP Live with another quick tips tutorials brought to you by Adobe Photoshop Elements Tutorials Group. And let's jump right into today's poster. Wanted to know how to fix this photo, and in particular wanted to take out the gentleman in the background that are kind of blurry back there. And I would normally say it might be a little difficult because you have to recreate these doors over here and then paint in the floor using the clone stamp tool. But guess what? The Photoshop gods have been absolutely wonderful to us, and they just gave us a whole new set of doors and clear floor. Where? Right over here. Look at that. It's a perfect set of doors and the floor to cover up this whole set here. So all we got to do is zoom in, and let's go ahead and grab this area here. We're going to use the polygon tool, and let's grab beyond the doors so that we can fade it out on the edges later on when we need to. And I'll come down here. I'm going to grab everything down to this point over here like this. Bring it back up here, double click, and it closes that whole chosen polygon area and leaves us the marching ants. I'm going to right click and hit copy. Watch up here, as soon as I hit copy, it opens up a new layer, and that's our new. If I turn off the background layer, you'll see this is that new layer of our portion that we just chose. So now all we got to do is come back over here to the center, and let's go ahead and bring our copied piece over and match the portion that needs to be covered. So all we got to do is put that right up here into this corner. Let's go ahead and drag that a little bit wider to match the other edge, and we can go a little lower. If the angle is wrong a little bit, all we got to do is skew it. So in that case, what we want to do, because you see this line here, it comes across down here, but since we grabbed the picture from over here, the skewing is a little bit off. So let's make the picture 50% opacity. That will allow us to see both the photo and what's behind it. Come up here to Image, Transform, and Distort. Now we can grab any corner here and distort it. And if I grab this, I'll give you an example. See what it's doing? It's completely distorting it. So what we want to do is match that bottom right corner of the door with the bottom right corner in our photo, and we come down to right around there, and look at that, it's perfectly matched. Let's do the same thing with the left side. Now we can't see the left, but we can assume kind of where that corner should be, and that's going to be, let's say, right around here, and that looks pretty good. And now all we got to do is zoom in. So with the eraser, now we just make sure that we're choosing that top layer. All we got to do is start erasing away and just keep a little bit within the portion that we want to keep. That means cutting out a little bit of his hair line, which is totally okay, because what the audience can't see is missing, they'll never know. And once we get to the end here, all we got to do is bring that opacity back up to 100%, and we just cut the portion out that we don't want here. I'll turn off the background, and we can see exactly what we need to cut out. We use the polygon tool. I'm going to zoom in and start cutting out in between the two pieces that I erased, and making sure not to touch either one. Stay in the middle of both and we'll be just fine. Now once we get to the end here, I'm going to cut back up here, come down here, grab the last portion here where I started. I'll double click. That'll close the loop on the polygon. I'll zoom out so you can see the marching ants that are shown here. All we got to do is hit delete, and that whole portion is gone with nice soft edges, so that when we turn the background back on, you won't even be able to tell what we added. Now here and here is still kind of sharp edges, so all we got to do is grab the eraser. Let's give us like a 20-point soft eraser so it softens that edge, and do that to both of these sides here, and maybe the top. And look at that, our background is gone. All we got to do is darken it a little bit to match both other sides. So we'll go to Enhance, Lighting, Brightness, and just bring the brightness up or down till we like it, till it matches. I like it right around there, which is -7. Hit OK. We can toggle that on and off. Check it out. That's before and after. Anyway, it's that easy and that quick. This is Rich for this tutorial, calling it quits, saying over and out.